Serum 2. Yes, Serum 2 is out. Let's dive in, shall we? I'm gonna be putting out these presets I made onto my Patreon. So if you want fresh Serum 2 presets, it's only a couple of them, but it's fun. So, oops, almost spilled my coffee. So let's quickly just run through the interface. I'm gonna explain everything, almost. I mean, most important things, and then we can dive right into the couple of sounds I made. So first and foremost, we have 3 oscillators, not 2, which is huge. But these 3 oscillators can be switched to multi-sample, which is like Kontakt-like sound libraries, a sampler, a granular synthesizer, or like a granular wavetable, and a spectral wavetable type. Now, all of these are insane, especially the spectral one, but we're gonna get to that later. So routing-wise, we have filter 1 and filter 2. And the routing is the following. We have the generator, which goes into the filter, or it can go straight, skipping the filter, into bus 1, bus 2, or main. So bus 1 and bus 2 are completely different things from main in the sense of bus 1 and bus 2 are 2 separate chains that you can put effects on that ultimately sum up on the main channel if you don't decide to route them to the direct out. So for example, you can have oscillator A playing a high-pitched transient for a gun. We like gun basses over here, so we're going to talk about gun basses. But you can, for example, set oscillator A to a transient, put effects that enhance a transient or make a transient, and then put everything else on bus 2, which would be ideally the body of the gun. And we can also have a separate sub-bass, which we can route to either bus or direct out or the main effects chain. So bus 1 and bus 2, the transient, and the actual body of the gun will go to main, where you can put all of the effects again on the sound all together, and then it goes to the output, which is insane. So that is all. Mainly in the effects section, we have bus 1, bus 2. All the effects you put here, they appear here. You can close the LFOs, so you can mess around with more effects on one screen. And we have the same matrix as before, but it's visually updated, and now you can modulate the curves just like in Vital. Okay, so let's check out the first example sound I made, which is a granular quarter note bass. I just got Serum 2, so these presets are no way in shape or form are perfect, but I'm just experimenting in it and I'm just giving away the stuff I make. So, for example, the original sound is this. So what you see here is a -1 octave sample, which is modulated with the granular wavetable, and I use the manual offset instead of the automatically sweeping one, because this way I can decide the amount that I want more precisely, and I think it's easier this way. Obviously, this is an insanely abrasive sound. I wouldn't use this for like a main bass, but this would be a pretty cool background layer. Let's check out something more interesting. Bass gun, oh my god, lock me up. Now this is what I'm talking about. Let me turn off all the effects real quick and then just go one by one what I did. So the first thing I did was I imported a kick drum into the granular tab, the granular oscillator A, which sounds like this when I automated a couple of parameters. Then I used filter 1 as a disperser. And then I routed the filter to none, which means it's not going to be hearable unless I push it to bus 1, which I did. Bus 1 or 2, I decided this is going to be bus 1. So bus 1 is going to be our first chain that we're going to take a look at. First effect is an insane convolver, which I used a random bass. I don't know what the bass actually is. I don't remember because it doesn't show the full title, but whatever. Then I used a phaser, which you can switch the pole number, which is insane. Then compressor, multiband. Then an equalizer to cut the lows. Then a special filter, which I drew in. You can draw in 2 or 3 or 4 shapes and then just switch between them with the morph up top. Just gave it some high-end resonances. Then compressor again. Then a little noise with the 50% all pass. And then this echo bode, frequency shifter bode, which I personally don't really like because it's not a regular frequency shifter. It switches, it shifts the frequencies on the left and the right ear separately. So it's a little more random than a normal frequency shifter. I thought if I turned the width down all the way, it would act like a normal frequency shifter, but I might have missed something. But yeah, this is one of the layers. So then we have 2 warpings now, so we can do 2 warps at the same time, which is fantastic. I have a distortion, cube distortion warping method. It's just cube distorting the actual wavetable. The new FM modulation. So PD is kind of a phase distortion type FM, if you will. That was the old Serum, I believe, if I remember correctly. And this FM is the actual technically correct FMing. So I FM the kick with a snare, which I imported in the spectral oscillator, which is insane because then you have a new set of effects or warping methods, the spectral warping methods, and you have the infamous Melda spectral MP3izer, lossy codec type effect, the spectral gate, which I used. And this goes to the main effects right away with everything else. But it also FMs the kick drum, which then goes into the disperser and then to bus 1. So so everything modulates everything basically. So then the sub goes to bus 2. And again, set it to none if you don't want it to appear twice. So basically none and then set it to bus 2. In bus 2, I have a utility to give it some gain with the gain slider over here. And then I'm delaying it from the main sound a little bit, 61 milliseconds. So the transient can be a little cleaner. Then on the main one, we have now split effects. So you can have a low high or a low mid high split effect. It kind of looks like a reason rack, to be honest, now that I look at it more. And you can put effects on either the low or the high. So I have a couple of effects put on everything above 210 Hertz, which is a distortion, then a convolver, then a filter, another filter, then equalizer, and then distorting everything together with the sub and compressing it and a little bit of a dynamic EQ around here. And this is how I made the sound. This other gun that I made, it's kind of a vocal gun type sound. Also disperser for life, but this patch is much more simple. Without any effects. Compressor, distortion, compressor, distortion, compressor, EQ, and after that, the infamous echo bode, then convolver, then compressor. So, as you can see, Serum 2 is insane. Definitely expect preset packs because this shit changes the game so much. I cannot even describe the things that you can make with this. Obviously, you could have made all of these probably in Faceplant, but the environment of Serum is so familiar for everyone. I feel like that this is going to change the game yet again. And also the spectral effects. Super cool. Yeah, you have a filter here as well. So you can like make a low cut and then spectrally just cut the lows. It's extremely versatile. I like it a lot. So yeah, this was just a random video about Serum 2. Let me know which is your favorite feature in the new plugin. And also let me know what type of videos you guys want to see on Serum 2. Let me know what type of sounds should I make. Should we have like a how to make screeches interesting, or how to make screeches, how to make growls, how to make guns, stuff like that, because those things are easy. You just have to know what knobs to turn. If you think about it, it's not rocket science. Even though it looks complicated, you have to turn everything for a reason. So get back at me as soon as you can. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my website for a lot of high quality Serum and Vital presets and drum samples. You can also support me on Patreon, where I upload bass music specific tutorial content every single month. Peace.